Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. I'm Aram Talegian, San Gabriel Valley Newspaper Group football writer, joined by Los Angeles Newspaper Group, Digital First Media, prep sports coordinator,
those new titles,
Vice President of the United States, Fred Robledo. Freddie, the 2013 season has arrived, and it's arrived in the way that it always does, these days, and that's with the Smudge Pot on its own pedestal, on its own stage, coming up on Thursday night at Citrus College, San Dimas, Bonita, one of the storied rivalries in SoCal, the Smudge Pot game. Boy, this one's got a lot of setup this year, doesn't it, with what's gone on recently. Let's get right into it. Jake Payton transfer from San Dimas to Upland, denied. He comes back to the district and now transfers to Bonita. We don't know the status of his situation. Do you think we're going to have an answer either way in time for Thursday's kickoff or not?
I don't, Aaron. I've made a lot of phone calls trying to figure this out. And basically, now that he's gone back from Claremont to Bonita,
Claremont, you mean Upland?
Claremont, I'm sorry, Upland to Bonita, it starts all over again.
Right.
Bonita's filed the paperwork hoping to get him eligible for the game, but San Dimas is the team that has to sign off on it.
They're in no rush.
Just like they signed off on Upland, and it became athletically motivated. They're in no rush. This just happened last Friday. There's no way, in my opinion, San Dimas signs off on that paperwork, even if they're going to let him go, even if Zernico and company over there have a change of heart and say, you know what, we're not going to deal this anymore. It's not going to happen before Thursday's Smudge Pot. After Thursday, my guess is Jake Payton is going to be eligible at Bonita, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a topic for another day, but I don't understand why if you would challenge one transfer, you wouldn't challenge another. But like I said, I mean, that could potentially
it's a completely different dynamic. They might be
challenging. Well, if it's athletically motivated, it's athletically
motivated. Well, it might
be
athletically motivated to go to Upland. I mean, there were 7-on-7 issues. There were other issues that dealt specifically with Upland. Now, don't get me wrong, Aaron. There's no way in the world a family moves all the way to Upland and then you all of a sudden go back to Bonita and there's not athletic motivation. But can San Dimas prove that athletic motivation?
There's athletic motivation, Freddie, with every transfer.
Right. So we'll see. I'm guessing next week he'll be eligible, but not this week.
Okay, fair enough.
We still got an incredible game.
Yeah, we still have an incredible game. It should be interesting. If Payton plays, obviously that helps Bonita's chances in a huge way. As of now, their running game's a little bit of a mystery. The offense kind of looks short on playmakers, but the good news is that Tanner Diebold, I think he started the last two Smudge Pot games. He's back at quarterback for his senior year, hoping to finally have that monster breakout year that people have been kind of expecting since he got his feet wet as a sophomore.
Yeah, this is an interesting game because with Peyton, he was there last year. He had a really good game, Aaron. They've got Fausto Martinez and Joe Mayorga in the backfield for San Dimas.
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone knows in the wing Z, wing T, whatever you want to call it, they make things happen. They've got 8 starters back on offense, 4 on defense. San Dimas is going to still be good, but how good when you take away a guy of that caliber of
I'm glad you brought that up, Fred, because there's a lot of people saying, well, they'll just plug and play.
I don't think
and that's fine.
And
they have done that in the past. They've always had, that stud running back or whatnot. But the difference is that they also haven't had a talent of Jake Payton's level in those years, in my opinion. And I don't think you get better by losing a Jake Payton. Now, here's how I'm going to break up the San Dimas season before we get into predictions. Their non-league schedule is much more difficult this year. Last year, they won 11 games. They made the semifinals. I still think in the Mid-Valley Division, they're one of the top 4 teams, and they'll probably be back in the semifinals.
I agree.
Still think they're going to win the Valle Vista League and get a nice way in.
I agree.
But I don't think they're winning 11 games this year, Fred. I think it's more like 8 or 9. When you look at who they're playing, Bonita, Los Altos, Diamond Bar, Monrovia, that's what they're getting ready with. There's a small chance they could lose all of those games. Los Altos, Diamond Bar are going to be very good this year.
And even throw Jake Payton out of the equation for Thursday's game. I think San Dimas, with the whole shake incident that's gone on, kind of the turmoil with Payton, they've had a lot of distractions. Mm-hmm. They also won that game. I think it was 37-36 last year in kind of spectacular fashion.
They got it gifted to them. Reggie Turner's fumble.
But it was incredible, and I remember the celebration afterward. And I remember Adrian Medrano, Bonita. He kind of didn't like that celebration. I mean, it took him a while just to kind of gather himself to do an interview. He was upset, and I think that Bonita's going to remember that. And you mentioned having a third-year starting quarterback, Tanner Diebold. I mean, sunshine on your shoulders. This is the guy. I think I thought he was good 2 years ago. I thought he was good last year. He hasn't had spectacular years numbers wise, Aram. I get that, but I think all of the talent is there. And third year in an offense like this that likes to kind of move it around, and typically Bonita's always been a little bit more physical. They've always been a little.
Well, they're the Southeast team.
They're a bigger school. You hear Zernico always complain about them not matching up physically, and I just think after what happened this year, given all of the distraction that's gone on at San Dimas, I can't see Bonita losing to this team again. I really can't.
Wow. So it sounds like you're going to be picking Bonita when it comes to it. Okay, we can get right into it, Fred. I'm picking San Dimas, and I'm picking them for these reasons. The last 2 years, they've gotten off to very hot starts. The last 2 years, Bonita has had playmakers like a Harine or a Reggie Turner.
Right.
I don't see that talent if Peyton's not playing for Bonita on the roster. So I trust San Dimas' offense more with Josh Avila back, with Fausto Martinez back. Mayorga may give them the big play on the outside. I trust their offense more. Defense doesn't have a lot of guys back, but they have good sophomores stepping in that are going to be really good players, and they may be really good right away. I think San Dimas is more further along, can do more early in the season. However, I do remember that in each of the last 2 years, Fred, and you remember this, after San Dimas got out to, good starts, there came a point where Medina and that Bonita defense got things figured out, and I'm talking about Ray Medina, the defense coordinator, and they put the clamps on that offense for probably a quarter or two at a time.
Right.
If that happens in this game, then it could be trouble, but I'm picking San Dimas. I think they're much further on.
Yeah.
I actually think the distractions and all this stuff that's gone on fires them up, gets them ready for this game, puts them on cloud 9 at least to start it. And
I still think in a game like this, I think you do throw out a lot of the X's and O's. And again, it's the first game of the season, so there's going to be a lot of mistakes. This game is a game pure on emotion, more than football. I mean, they've been practicing all summer.
Yeah.
They're getting ready, but at games like this, it really comes down to emotion. And I can't see Bonita after what happened last year. Those players that remember that, I don't think they're going to allow themselves to go through that again. I think this year that they get it done. I think Madrano's going to have him ready. He really had a year. That was his first high school game last year in a Smudge pot. You talk about a tough way to start your tenure. I think he's had a season under his belt. Bonita kind of finished strong towards the end of the year last year.
No, they actually didn't. That was their problem. I mean, they lost their last 2 games.
Yeah.
Lost last game of league and hence caused a tie for the league championship, then lost to San
But there was a stretch where they got it
middle
together.
of the season. They were great.
Yeah, I got that.
But Freddie, they had 3 losses by 1 point last year. 4 losses by a combined 6
right,
points.
And
that's
how
close
point.
they were.
That's my whole point. I really thought they were better than last year's record, is what I was trying to say.
Yes. Much 5 and 6. Yeah, they were 8-9.
So I like Bonita.
Yeah.
You like San Dimas. I've been looking on the blog. Some people don't think that that we would show up to that game on Friday, Aaron.
Why not?
They just don't think that we'll show up after all of the stuff that has been written. I don't know.
What's been written?
Shankegate, everything else. They, whatever.
I like that.
Okay, well, we do have an obligation to report the news, Fred. So, we'll be out there. Okay, so I've got San Dimas. You've got Bonita. Should be another thrower. I think we both can agree on that. Looks like going to be a good game coming
Real quick,
down
Stevie, you're going to be covering the game. Who are you taking?
I'm taking, since I've never seen a Zernico team lose.
What? You've never?
Yeah,
in person. When I've gone, they've won. So since I'm going to be there, I'll pick San Dimas.
Zernico is going to absolutely love the fact that you're going to be there and you're covering the game.
He actually
requests Stevie for his games.
He's going to give him a headset.
Maybe I should have sent him. I didn't realize Stevie's been there. He's never seen him lose, and that's Zernico's good luck charm.
Right. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, there you have it. Get out. I guess I don't really need to say it's going to be crowded.
And also that night, real quick, we got a few minutes, on Thursday night, Prep Extra, Aram, the season football preview. That will be there. There will be a booth outside the stadium that are selling these for $1. You can also get them in a news rack. You can get them in your home delivery. But this is the fourth annual season preview, Prep Extra.
Okay, Thursday night at Citrus. Enjoy it, everyone.